Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nobody's in here yet. That's why I'm just looking at the camera. I'm waiting for people to join. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Lisa from Ohio. No, you're not Lisa from Ohio. Her name is actually Lisa from Ohio. Never mind. I'm talking to myself. Yay! Welcome. How are you today? I am. Oh, you are Lisa from Ohio. Okay, great. I even thought Lisa from Ohio 7777. No, I thought you had your name set up to say Lisa from Ohio on here. Okay, so hello, Lisa from Ohio. Lisa from Ohio's in the bus. I need to take medicine before I run out of coffee. Hiya, Laurel. Did your internet come back or are you on your phone? I think you have to go into your profile settings and actually change where it says first name and last name. You can put whatever you want there. And then that's what shows up. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Taking my medicine. Yeah, that way your last name doesn't show up. You're so welcome. What was that? Lamotrigine. Yeah, okay. So we got to take the crazy meds this morning. It came back. I think it will probably be off and on. Oh, okay. You've got a lot of wind and storms there. Yeah, y'all are right on the coast. I'd love to come visit the castles in your country. I really would. I think it would be amazing. I really do. I think it would be amazing. Yeah. Okay. Seems like something is missing. One, two, three, four, five. I hate when this happens. I'm just going to have to wait until after I finish this live because I am not going to be able to figure out which pill I'm missing in a comfortable amount of time. So I will not be. Remind me when I'm done being live, like the last thing. Remind me that the first thing I should do when I get off of here is take my medicine. Because I just can't deal with that shit right now. I fucked something up over there, and yeah, it's going to stay over there until I'm done with my life. Or I'll just make it worse. I can't wait to drive so I can go visit them with the Sprogs. Have you never visited them? You don't. Are you going to learn how to drive? You don't know how to drive yet, right? You're going to learn how to drive. Hey, I made one. I made it. First time chatting on here. Hi, Deborah. Oh, so nice to see you. Good morning, Eric. What happened to my finger? I really don't know. I think I might have gotten some kind of a bug bite or something. I don't know. It itched and then it came up a blister and now it's this. It's getting better, but I really don't know what happened. Except that I scratched it too much because it itched, which typically happens. You've been to local ones in Sterling, but that's it. Driving triggers your anxiety? Oh no. Oh my God. I've been clutch starting Volkswagen since 1974. Actually, no. It was 73. I have been clutch push starting Volkswagens to joyride since 1973. After COVID, I will do it. If I could have driven during lockdown, I think it would have been so much better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you can get out of the house and actually go someplace out in the open where you're not going to be around kids to just get out of the house, right? My dogs wish I would get out of the house. Every time I mention Geo and CAR, oh my God, you should see the spastic shit. But my car is just too small to fit these 300 pounds of dogs in the back seat. Just too big. Yeah, I think it's something bit me and then I scratched it, but now it hasn't itched for a long time, so it's healing, so you know. My hair is a mess. My locks are a mess and I can't do a thing with them. Our hospital around here are scared that they will be over the limit due to COVID. Oh, it's getting bad here too. Our population in this city just tripled. Our population just tripled. Our traffic signals, our traffic went from it taking me 5 minutes to get down the street to the grocery store to it taking me 20 minutes to get down the street to the grocery store. So the snowbirds are here, and they brought all of their northern state infections with them. Our hospitals are almost full. Their ICU beds are almost full. Yep, that's right. It's bad everywhere, and Donald Trump hasn't spoken about the virus in a long time. You know why Donald Trump hasn't spoken about the virus in a long time? Donald Trump hasn't spoken about the virus in a long time because Donald Trump knows who made the virus. Donald Trump knows who sent the virus. And the virus damaging us was part of the plan. I believe that we are, in fact, in World War III. We are in World War III. This plan has been underway by the red side and Vladimir Putin since Obama got in office. And all they were doing was waiting for the right candidate. Donald Trump launders money in his hotel rooms. Launders money for the Russian mob through his properties. And took out a loan from the douche bank. And yes, I said that right. I know it's pronounced differently, but I will not say it correctly. It's the douche bank. So he got his balls in a vice between the Russian mafia and Vladimir Putin. So he has to do exactly what Putin says. But he still thinks he's in control. Even though it's not his plan, it was spoon-fed to him. Everything that he needed against Hillary to win the first time was spoon-fed to him. This is exactly how Vladimir Putin took over Russia. They knew that when the pandemic broke out, that states that didn't have mail-in voting would implement mail-in voting. They knew that if Donald Trump started talking hate, racist rhetoric, the right would follow him blindly. They knew that if he told them, you don't have to wear a mask, this virus is a hoax, that they would dance in the street and spread it. He knew they would spread it because he knows who sent the virus. His best buddy, Steve Bannon, just spent 2 weeks on Vladimir Putin's yacht this summer just to return He returned with the laptop for Hunter Biden. Steve Bannon was on Vladimir Putin's yacht, and he came back with the laptop about Hunter Biden. Vladimir Putin came up with this scheme, and if we don't get him out of office and quick, this is World War III. I don't think this is going to start World War III. I don't think our stupid little civil war that they're trying to cause between the factions is going to start World War III. I think we are seeing World War III in front of our fucking eyes, and our news media won't say a damn word about it. They're still saying, oh, his poor little ego is hurt. It's really pathetic. He's such a pathetic man. He can't accept defeat. No, dumbasses. This has been the plan all along since before Donald Trump took office. This is World War III. Our battle between the races is not World War III. This is World War III. That's a coup. That is a government coup in Washington, D.C. right now. And every single Republican that is supporting him is hoping for an office in the new dictator's cabinet. And the media, the people who we gave a voice, who have, $1 million homes and get to spoon feed us what they think the news is, they don't see it either. None of them fucking see it. And I have been screaming about it for 4 years. 4 years. And it's so frustrating. I woke up so angry this morning. So this is what story time is going to be this morning, okay? It's going to be my Russia theory rant. Nobody will ever see it, but still, I have to get it out. I was in one of Donald Trump's hotels last year in Las Vegas. It's empty. Fucking empty. It looks like they have paid actors in the lobby. They had a black man sitting in the lobby in Las Vegas. The lobby in Las Vegas. A black man sitting in the lobby of Las Vegas, drinking coffee and reading the newspaper in a suit with a briefcase beside him. Like, he's a prop to make it look like, my friend was sitting there and he turned around and looked at it and he said, yeah, there's the token black guy. There's his token black guy. We went to Trump Tower in Las Vegas. It's dead. There's no way he's making enough money in that hotel. There's no way he's making enough money in that hotel to turn a profit. He's laundering money for the Russian mafia. I've been to his casino in Atlantic City. It is a piece of trash. And it is Italian mobsters all over that place. Italian mobsters at every single chip exchange. No, it's turning a profit, I'm sure, on paper. No. Oh, no. He's got a hotel in Washington, D.C. that's a piece of garbage, too. He's got he's got properties all over the world. He doesn't do any real business in those properties. He's laundering money for the Russian mob. And he took a big loan from the douche bank. And his balls are in a vice between Vladimir Putin and the Russian mafia. I believe it 100%. Russia created this virus, and Russia made sure that they had a vaccine for this virus before they released it on the world. Russia released it in China and in the United States. That's why we know people that last summer had the virus. There are people in the United States who swear they had this virus 6 months before it was discovered. So Russia planted this virus in all the countries, I believe, to make sure that it would spread regardless of how quickly we shut down our borders. And the first place that they planted it was in China. It's disgusting. They knew what we would implement, vote by mail, and they knew they planned that they were going to make a constitution challenge to the vote, because the only vote that counts is the vote that you make inside the room where you go in and close the curtain and vote. Though it's the only vote that is real according to our Constitution. They knew. You just reminded me, maybe a year before COVID broke, Scotland dispatched fighter jets to chase Putin's plane that was carrying a viral vomiting weapon that was heading your way. See? Most towers with Trump's name on them don't actually belong to him. So he just puts his name on the hotel? It was a ship, not a plane. Yeah. I think this is World War III. Biden offers calm as Trump alarms. Trump administration looks... Hang on a second, I want to go see what this says. Looks like a tottering regime as it attacks the chain of command and delusional claims. Joe Biden is unfazed. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, my dog needs to go out. I'll be right back. My dog wants to go out. Sorry, puppy. Okay, what did I miss? I guess I shouldn't think that I'm the only person in the world that is smart enough to think of this. I'm just smarter than the media. I'm not smarter than everybody else in this country. I'm just smarter than the media. I need to calm down. Yeah, they're 200-pound puppies. I call them puppies, though. They're always my puppies. I remember when they were just little babies. Well, I don't remember Winston when he was a baby, because I didn't get Winston until he was almost a year old. But Gonzo, when he was a baby, I would just hold him like this. He would... Oh, he already wants back in because it's raining. Hang on. It's like, holy shit, it's wet out there, Mom. Go lay down. I love you. Good boy. Go lay down. Go get into bed. Go get into bed. You worked in the New York in the 80s and he was disgusting then. Well, I feed them I feed them half and half kibble. I feed them Canada dry food, and then I make some homemade food for them on the stove. So I make a big pot of homemade food once a week and mix it with their kibbles, so they eat half dry, half fresh. And it's like they eat like teenage boys. I've got them on a diet right now and they are not happy. I know, it's like looking at baby pics. I know. He hates to be wrong and he will do anything to make sure he is not. Yep. Yeah, homemade is really good for dogs. So that's what I do. I give them kibble for vitamins. I wish I could do that, okayest Mom. That would be great, wouldn't it? That would be great. You know what? I am not even getting into this shit with you. It is too early. It's too early to eat. Don't wake up. It's too early to eat. No. I know you're hungry, but it's too early. We just woke up. The sun isn't even up yet. Go lay down. You can eat later. He weighs 53 pounds. I'd love to move to... It's never too early to eat, Mom. Yep. Oh, he's groaning. He's sitting there whining. Yeah, he talks back like... What? If you could see his face, he's so fucking... And he's so cute. Don't you sneeze at me. Don't talk to me like that. You're being fresh. Don't do it. I don't appreciate it very much. You know what I have? Look what I have. No. You need to go on. You need to go on. This is the remote control to his collar. You need to go on. Did you hear the change of tone in him when I took the remote control for his collar out? He changed his tone real quick, didn't he? He went to bed. He's just sitting there grapping at me because he wants to eat right now. Right now, it's time to eat. I'm hungry because I have cut their portions back. Because both of them are getting fat asses. So I cut their portion. And he's been getting sick every time he eats. So he needs to lose some weight, clearly, you know. It's just like a human. When you get too fat, you start having trouble digesting, getting your food down your pie hole. Right? Right? Like, I love how he gets like, and then he stumps off like fucking shit. He is so brilliant. I have a story time about Winston if you're interested. He is so smart and so sensitive. He's so brilliant. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm tripping over 3 dogs and 5 cats this morning. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. You want to hear a story about Winston? In the bus. I have a lot of dog stories. Okay, so we can do a dog story time. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Give me a minute. Oh, oh. I got it. Oh, man. I wasted half a beer. I always waste half a beer. Okay. Yeah. I can't do too many of them because the stress about paying for their veterinary care, you know, it's just more than I can handle. You know, there is so much stress when you have when I got these dogs, I had a lot of money. So paying for their veterinary care wasn't, you know, I didn't think anything about going to the vet and dropping $800 on x-rays and shit, you know. I mean, I had plenty of money. I didn't have any bills and I had a big high-paying job. Anyway, but now that I'm broke, I'm a broke bitch and I won't get far. The stress about worrying about how I'm going to pay for their care, especially the older they get, the more they're going to need care. I don't want more animals that I can't take care of. And I feel so guilty because they're getting ready to go into their old age. And right now, their allergy meds cost me over $300 a month alone. Because they are so... Well, here's the thing, you know, Care Credit you have to pay back. I mean, it's still a payment. And they're getting old and they're going to need more and more and more health care. And I just feel so guilty because I don't know what I'm going to do. So, yeah, no, I don't want any more dogs, you know. I don't want any more dogs that I can't take care of. I love them dearly. It's going to kill me. So, yeah, no thank you. No more dogs. Anyway, good stories about the dogs. So we went to, last year, you know, I've lived in my school bus for 4 years, but I traveled for 3.5 years, before I settled down in where I am now. I've been where I am now it'll be a year in February. So about 3/4 of a year I've been here, but, I traveled for 3.5 years. No, I can't give my dogs. I'm doing story time now. I don't need any more suggestions about the dogs. And I have to give them 14 antihistamines, honey. And they still don't work. They still don't work. The only thing that works is an expensive allergy medicine. I tried everything before I put them on the expensive medicine. I can't, they're so big they have to take an enormous dose, a huge fucking dose. And it ends up being as much or more than the allergy meds. I mean, that's okay. So where was I? Trust me, I exhausted every single one of my options before they went on the medicine. Um, anyway, what was I saying? So, I traveled for 3.5 years, and I was truly trying to find a place to settle down and get medical treatment. I really needed medical help. And I had a big Facebook group called Schoolie Nation that was a support group for people who were building or living in their school buses. So I had a great support system, and I would tap into it and say, you know, I really need a place to park. Does anybody, I have exhausted all of my ideas. Does anybody, and I would just make a post, you know, saying, does anybody know, this is the list of things I need. I need a state that has medical benefits. You know, I need a place to park. It can't be around other people. You know, I need like my space. I can't be in an RV park because of my social anxiety. I don't get along with people. And these big dogs would end up killing somebody's dog in an RV. In an RV park, I would be completely miserable. So I can't be in an RV park. But like, you know, do you have an RV pad in your backyard? That kind of thing. I was just looking for some place because I really needed medical attention. And one of the members of my group invited me. She lived in Pennsylvania, and she had this property and said, you can come here and park on my property, and, you know, we'll help you get to doctors, and we've got, you know, all the things that I listed. She said that wouldn't be a problem, and she was so excited, you know, sister, come, blah, blah, blah. So we went to Pennsylvania. Well, my dogs were born in Pennsylvania. That's where they were born. And they grew up the first 3 years of their life in Maryland, which is, the wooded areas in Maryland are very, very similar to the wooded areas in Pennsylvania. So as soon as I pulled up to their property, oh my gosh, both of these dogs smelled the air, and the deer they could smell in the air. See, when they were puppies, we lived on a farm in Maryland while I was converting the bus. And that farmhouse sat on 285 acres, wooded acres, in the woods of Maryland. Okay, so the farmhouse was in the woods in Maryland, and when they were puppies, they were a year old when we moved to that farmhouse. They would get away from me all the time and be gone for days in the woods chasing deer. I mean, I had to do so many things to keep them home. They absolutely loved chasing deer in the woods on that farm. I mean, and they would get in trouble with the police. I mean, it was like it was causing me to miss work because I'd always have to be looking for them. It was really hell on the farm. But my point being, they got used to chasing deer. They know exactly how, so they grew up as puppies chasing deer. So when we pulled into that wooded area in Pennsylvania and they got a whiff of the air, they started going crazy. Oh my God, we're home. Let us out. Let us out. Let us out. Yay. Oh my God, Mom, you took us home. Oh my God, we're home. Smell it. Smell it. We can smell it. We can smell it. I mean, it was crazy. So I knew kind of it was going to be a rough experience there with the dogs because, you know, they hadn't smelled that in the air since we left in the bus 3.5 years prior. But so the first thing that happened, the first thing that I wanted to tell you about that visit with Winston is that there was a couple that came over. They had a fire circle, you know, with chairs, and they would make a big fire, and their friends, they were longtime residents of this area in Pennsylvania, so they had friends that would stop by and enjoy the fire and that kind of thing. And so I ended up only being there for a few days, but the first day their friends came by and we had a fire circle and everybody's sitting around the fire circle, and there were chairs all the way around the fire circle. It was a complete circle. There wasn't much room to get between the chairs because there were that many people, and they were expecting more. You know, they just brought out plenty of chairs. Anyway, I'm watching my boys, and one of the couple of two of the people, one of the people, a set of people, they were a couple. They brought their dog, their pit bull, and we had to go through the stress of introducing the dogs, and the dogs got introduced, and they were doing well. But I had my boys, I was watching them very close, because it takes seconds for them to kill an animal. So being around a pit bull, I was right on guard. I really want my boys to behave. I protect my boys from society, and society from my boys. So we're sitting around the campfire, and the owner of the pit bull is sitting across from me. And Winston comes walking past my chair in front of me, and that pit bull was there. And the pit bull snapped at Winston. And Winston, of course, don't start none, won't be nothing, He doesn't start it, but he finishes it. Of course, back at the dog. And I yelled at Winston, hey, Winston got in trouble. Winston turned around, walked out of the circle, the fire circle, walked all the way around the fire circle to the other side of the fire circle where that pit bull's owner was, and started barking at him, just like he was just barking at me because he wants me to feed him. Started barking at the pit bull's owner like, get your dog in check. Your dog just got me in trouble. He barked at that man, didn't really bark at him, but talked to him like, talked to him for a minute. And then he turned around. Everybody at the circle laughed their asses off. Oh my God, I guess he told you. And then he walked back around the circle. And as he passed that dog that had gotten him in trouble, he snorted and kept walking away like, you bitch, you got me in trouble. Check your dog. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I'm a good boy. That dog is a bad boy. Please, somebody get that dog in check. It was so hilarious. He is so smart like that. Hang on a second. Let me let him out. Go on. Okay, just sit there. No, I don't want you to just sit there. The humidity's going to come in. Are you going to go out? You want me to kick your ass? You want me to help you get up? There you go. You want to go out? Okay, just sit there at the stairs. Look out. He wanted me to open the door so he can look out the door while he's sitting on the bus steps. Right? Yeah. Asshole, you got me in trouble. Will you teach your dog not to get me in trouble? God damn it, your dog got me in trouble. I wasn't doing anything. I'm a good dog. That's Winston. Winston's like, listen, I'm a good dog. Gonzo's the asshole. I'm the good dog. I don't like to get in trouble. He really is. So anyway, they are like, they really are. They have so much more. Oh my gosh, yeah. So anyway, the next day, that same couple didn't bring their dog over, but they brought their the man's father. So they brought their dad over, and he is old and has Alzheimer's. And so he came to the property and he met Winston. That both dogs were instantly very gentle with him. I mean, it was like everybody was like, holy cow, they're different with him. And it's like they sense that he has Alzheimer's. Winston followed that man everywhere he went. He went over by the edge of the property near the fence, and Winston was right beside him. He went over to the other edge of the clearing and sat on a log. Winston went over and sat on his foot. I took a picture of Winston sitting on his foot, and the man hollered over at me and said, he's on my foot. Like, I'm going to make sure I know if you move. Like, he sensed that man has Alzheimer's, and he's stuck right beside him everywhere he went. Winston is just so amazing. So then the last story about the dogs at the property, and this was actually the last day I ended up staying on the property. I left the next day anyway. So the dogs kept trying to take off. This property was 5 acres. Your cat would tell Grandma had dementia. And Gran was the only one that could pet your cat's belly. Animals are amazing. They really are. They really are. They're amazing. Winston is the big brother. They are not litter brothers, but they are half brothers. They were born 3 weeks apart. Winston is 3 weeks older than Gonzo. They have the same dad, but different moms. Their dad was a whore, much like my own. Anyway, so the last thing that happened while we were in Pennsylvania, this is actually the best part. Right, okay, his mom. He was watching over him because he knew he needed extra care. That's right. So the next one that the next story is the dogs kept trying to take off. And if I looked away, and that's exactly how they were when we lived in Maryland. I couldn't look away for 2 minutes. Right now, I don't have to worry. But in Maryland, I'd have to put them on a fucking chain. I'm convinced of it now. But anyway, so they kept taking off and they took off. And when I realized it, they weren't gone long. And we all spread out looking for the dogs. You know, everybody. Somebody went up the road. Somebody else went way back in the woods this way. I went way back in the woods this way. I'm calling. After we're calling for about 15 minutes, I look up and here comes Gonzo. Barely walking, like exhausted, like completely and totally. You can tell he doesn't even know how he's able to still walk. He is completely exhausted. And he is covered with blood. Not just a little blood. He's got a significant amount of blood on him. He's got blood spatter on his ass, arterial spatter marks on his ass. And I start to flip out like he killed something. He killed something, and he killed something really big. And we're continue calling for Winston, and about, 5 minutes later, here come Winston. Winston is so covered in blood, he is dripping blood from his chest. All right, like literally droplets coming off of his chest. Okay, so the second they heard me, they came, but they had just killed something really, really big before they returned to me. So they do recall really well. Okay, he is completely covered and also exhausted. Like, when a dog, I don't know if you've ever seen a dog that has just been in a dog fight, but they get this shot of adrenaline that just renders them, well, you know how you feel after you get a really bad scare, or, you get this shot of adrenaline and it exhausts you, and that's what they were. They were exhausted. Yes, I did. So immediately what I did was got a pan of water and washed them down. I didn't even take pictures. I was like, oh my God. And the people that I was with, they kept saying, oh, they'd probably just killed a groundhog. I said, no, I've seen them kill a groundhog. There was zero blood. Zero blood. They don't get blood all over them from killing a groundhog. One shake in a groundhog. I saw them kill a really big groundhog with one shake of their head. Winston still has a little scar on his lip because the groundhog bit him on his lip. You've been to too many bad human-initiated fights. Oh my God, Boudreaux. I really hate that shit. Anyway. But I kept telling them it was something really big. But I cleaned the dogs up and just, kept a real tight leash on them. You're not getting away again. So the next day, there would be, here's the thing is this was woods. They went way out in the woods. I didn't see the kill site. They wouldn't, I didn't see the kill site. I just saw the blood. So anyway, the next day we're sitting around the campfire circle drinking coffee, and we hear a horn beep. Like the campfire, the area where they camped they lived on 5 acres, and the camp area was like down a little hill. So if you were on the road, if they were on the road, you really couldn't see what was on the road you couldn't see the camp area from the road, and the road couldn't see the camp area. But a beep came from the road, and of course my dogs, popped their heads up, And so the game warden turned in the driveway. The game warden turned in the driveway, and I took the dogs and put them in the bus. Actually, the dogs, she heard the dogs bark, but she didn't see them. As soon as I saw it looked like an official vehicle, I took the dogs and put them in the bus and let the property owner go talk to them. And the property owner went and talked to him and came back and said, yeah, she wants to see the dogs. So I went and got the dogs and brought them out. And she said, yeah, they match the description. I need to take pictures of them. And I'm like, okay, what happened? Well, they killed a deer. They killed a deer, only they didn't just kill a deer. The property that backed up to this 5 acres that these people owned was a horse farm where people came to ride horses and train horses, you know, do English riding type thing. It was a horse property. And my dog flew. My dogs had gone onto the horse property. My dogs had gone onto the horse property. What happened was a woman and her granddaughter were out taking an evening ride on their horses because it was right at dusk. You know, that's when deer come out, is right at dusk. An evening ride on their horses, and out of the brush burst a deer onto this horse property. And right on the deer's ass was Gonzo. And right in front of this woman and her granddaughter, Gonzo ripped this fucking deer apart. Gonzo took this deer down in front of these people like an episode of National Geographic. And Winston, bless his heart, is fatter and slower. So Gonzo took the deer down, and then Winston showed up and finished the deer off. And that's how Gonzo got arterial spatter on his ass. He grabbed that deer and did this with the deer and broke an artery, and it was spurting on his ass. And so the people said that they killed the deer right in front of them, and then they just stopped, lifted their head and looked around because they heard me whistle, and took off, headed back into the woods. They were like, what the fuck just happened? Is that a pack of dogs? Are they going to come kill our horses? What the fuck just happened? Can you picture being those people who saw these massive 150-pound dogs come out of the woods and kill a deer? Dogs typically can't kill deer. But Gonzo blurs when he runs. He is fast as hell. Winston is slow, but Winston is the tank. Gonzo is the, yeah. But anyway, so what happened was she took pictures of them, and I just leaned into it. I didn't even try to lie. I was like, yeah, they came home covered in blood. I was really worried about what they'd killed. I am so thankful it was a deer, and I am so sorry. And they don't chase domestic animals, but they just have it out for deer. They really have it out for deer. And so, and they're, yeah. I know if shit hits the fan, I can go out in the country with these two and they're going to bring home the bacon. And I'll fry it up in the pan kind of thing, you know? So anyway, yeah, the game warden told me, she went over and talked to and I told them, you know, you'll never see the dogs again. I promise you'll never see the dogs again. So she went over and talked to the property owner and came back, and she wrote me a citation. I still got a copy of it. I don't have a copy of it, but I have a picture of it. But the citation was just a warning, and the conditions of the warning was that the property owners would never see my dogs again. If the property owners ever saw my dogs again, my dogs were going to get shit. You know, like they really didn't want my dogs over there fucking with their horses, and I do not blame them. Not one bit. Not one bit. So yeah, it was just a warning, but now I have a picture of a warning ticket from a Philadelphia game warden that says that Winston and Gonzo killed a deer. I have proof. I have proof. Um, but yeah, so that's another Winston and Gonzo story. They actually killed a deer. And I actually did not know they were capable of doing that when I sent them after that tweaker on a skateboard in the Walmart parking lot. If I'd known that they were capable of taking a a predator down like that and ripping them apart, I really don't think I would have let them chase that tweaker on a skateboard across the Walmart parking lot in California. I wouldn't have. I'm glad I didn't know they were capable of that, because I really needed the people in the druggies in that Walmart parking lot to leave me alone. They weren't leaving me alone. It was a really scary, spooky place. You guys want to know a really scary, spooky place in this United States, in California? You go to Crescent City, California. That is indeed a really scary, spooky place. It is where all the druggies in the world evidently went to die. There are certain areas, like the Walmart parking lot in Crescent City, California. The police won't respond to calls there. I didn't know that. Some supposed friends, who you heard me talk about yesterday, my Utah friends, they told me to go park there, that I could park in the Walmart at Crescent City. Let me tell you what the Walmart parking lot in Crescent City is like. You'll want to hear this story. Crescent City, California, Walmart. You want to talk Wild West shit? It's some Wild West shit. If you want to hear it, I'll tell it, but I'm waiting for somebody to say yes, 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 or no, 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 or yeah, anyway, so I'm going to tell you. I think it's a cool story. It's a scary story. It's actually kind of a wake-up call. Or maybe some of you have seen worse. Who knows? I certainly haven't ever seen worse in a Walmart parking lot. There may be worse. I'm sure there's worse. But in a Walmart parking lot where, like, 2 miles down the street, there are multi-million-dollar homes on the beach. Actually, it's more like 5 miles down the street. Multi-million-dollar homes. But the Walmart parking lot in Crescent City, California, is Wild West, full of drugs. In the middle of the day, there are groups of people sitting in the grassy medium areas, like openly smoking crack, shooting heroin, smoking meth. I don't know what they're smoking. One of them was nodding out. The other one was in a wheelchair. He ended up falling out of his wheelchair. It's like drugs openly out everywhere. There are RVs in the Crescent City, California parking lot that don't even have, actually, there's an RV that's not attached to a vehicle, doesn't have tags on it, and people are living in it, in the Crescent City Walmart parking lot. There's a pickup truck that drives around the Crescent City Walmart parking lot 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's an old man, and he's got a young girl in a halter top and short shorts in the passenger seat. And you know he's all methed out because he drives around all day and all night. The pickup truck doesn't have tags on it. No tags on the pickup truck. No tags at all on the pickup truck. Then, pickup truck doesn't have tags on it. And you know they're doing drugs and they're using drugs. When you go into the Walmart, the people that work in the Walmart have this weird look on their face. It's like everybody in that whole area of the country, they just have this weird look on. It's spooky as fuck. Like the people in the pharmacy look at you like, it's just weird. Anyway, when you go in, you have to go in and experience the people that work in there. It's like you're in the Twilight Zone in that parking lot. So I got stranded there because I'm waiting on the Utah friends to show up, and they keep saying, no, 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 don't go further down the highway, wait for us. Don't go further down the highway, wait for us. Don't go further down, stop it. And they ended up making me stuck in that area for a month. I was going to go to the Oregon coast with them because that's a good place to avoid the heat in summer. But I had never been before. And so I was afraid to go down it. I mean, the Oregon coast highways are terrifying. Because there are, you want to talk, all those movies about the Oregon Coast Highway is true. You are driving along sheer drop-off cliffs, and, it's gorgeous, yes, but holy cow, I am afraid of heights. And I was, I spend almost all my time when I'm driving in Oregon terrified about being afraid of heights. So it was nice of me to think about having someone who would show me my way. So I wanted to wait for them, though they kept telling me it would just be a couple more days, and it lasted a month. So I ended up stranded in that parking lot for 3 days. The last night I was going to spend there, 2 o'clock in the morning, there were all these guys riding around. They looked like tweakers on skateboards that had hoodies on, and they go around the parking lot all the time. All day and all night, they go around the parking lot. And they kept driving past my bus. I mean, they kept going. I'm sorry, I just realized something. I lost my front tag on my bus. And I'm sorry if I seem distracted, because while I'm sitting here telling this story, I'm beginning to realize that I thought I lost that tag, but I bet somebody in that parking lot stole it when I went in to shop, or I don't know. I don't know how they could have, though. I never left the bus alone without the dogs in it. The dogs would have eaten them. No, I don't think they took it. Anyway, sorry, I'll get back to the story. So it's the last night I'm there, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, this hoodie wearing kid started riding past my bus on a skateboard, going the whole length of my bus, and the dogs were going crazy. And when my dogs go crazy after somebody who is teasing them in this bus, they start breaking things because they want to get out after them. So after about the third time they did it, I got up and I watched where they went. I got up and started the bus, and I drove over to where they were, and I said, "You loud motherfuckers, the next time you come past my bus, I'm going to let the dogs out. I'm not going to let you tease my dogs all night. I'm going to let them out." And I drove far over into the corner where nobody was, and I parked the bus, and I went to sleep. I parked the bus. I parked the bus and went to sleep. I just thought of something else. Anyway, I keep thinking of all these other things while I'm telling the story, and it distracts me. I drove all the way over into the corner where nobody was, and I parked the bus. I didn't even get out of the driver's seat. I put it in park. I set the air brake, started undoing my seatbelt, and here comes that skateboarder going past my bus. And I reached over and I grabbed that handle and I opened the fucking door. "You're not going to do that to me all night long." I said, "Go say hello, boys." That's their command. They took off after that skateboarder, and they chased him right on his fucking ass all the way across the parking lot until he ran out of pavement. And then I, with one command, recalled the dogs. And everybody in that whole parking lot got to watch those dogs chase him across the parking lot and stop on a dime with one command from me and return. And when they got back they came right back and got in the bus, and they were so excited. "Oh, that was so fun. Can we do it again? Can we do it again, Mom? Can we do it? Oh, did you see that? That was so much fun. Thank you, Mom. Oh my God, can we do it again? Can we do it again?" They were ecstatic that they got to chase that kid across the parking lot after he teased them. I didn't know they could kill a deer when I let them do it, but I want to tell you, the people in that parking lot left me alone. Oh my God, I'm missing all these comments. Right? I scrolled up so that I wouldn't see comments, and so it looks like I have missed about maybe 100 comments now. I have to scroll up after I'm done, but oh my God, it was so funny. Oh, that was such a good, oh my God, that's probably why I take such care of these dogs, because they really did protect me and keep me company and keep me sane for the 3.5 years I was in the bus. There's many places like in LA like that, right? But my good friends in Utah told me to go park there, knowing what it was like there. That place is really scary. It is real. And the other thing that makes it so much scarier is that there's this thick fog that rolls in. So the thick fog rolls in, and then everybody is like, all of these really bizarre looking people are walking around this parking lot in this thick fog. So it is really like you're in a Stephen King novel. It is just the most bizarre thing. I believe that there's lots of places in LA like that. Yeah, they're great dogs. I'm going to scroll up and try to. Crescent Shitty is like Rebelwood in Inglewood, Cali back in Tupac days, right? You live in San Diego and you've never heard of Crescent City? It's at the northernmost tip of California. It's almost smack dab on the border of Oregon and California. It's the place where I went to the beach. I found a wide spot in the road over by the beach and took the dogs through the reeds in the dune into this cove that was full of this coolest wood. There was a house built there after the driftwood in California on the beaches is just amazing. So I took the dogs back there to this cove and saw the driftwood. Oh my God, I gathered so much driftwood from California. I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do with it. But for some reason, the driftwood in California just called to me. So I have a whole bunch of it under the bed. I'm a little, I mean, I'm as much of a hoarder, I guess, as I can be in 320 square feet. Anyway, I took them back to the cove, and then when I saw that there was a house there built out of the driftwood, and it was built like in a log cabin style, it had everything there but the roof. I was like, okay, maybe somebody's living here. So I got kind of spooked, and I took the dogs and went back to the bus and then turned around. And the way to get to the beach in Crescent Shitty is you have to drive on this long 2-lane road that doesn't have any turnoffs or any way for a big 35-foot long school bus to turn around. So I'm on this long road that's not going to have any turnouts or any way to turn around for at least 7 miles. And I start to smell human shit. And I look over at Winston's back, and he has rolled in a pile of human feces. I swear to God, that is I mean, it was, and it wasn't like, of course it's not healthy human feces because nobody living in the dunes on the beach is going to have a healthy diet. So, yeah, it was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. Oregon beaches aren't like that. You do not find beaches in Oregon like that. Oregon beaches are really a pleasure to visit. And Oregon overall is a real inviting place to visit. They love their tourism. So it's a real inviting place. They have a lot of national monuments and parks and stuff. They have a lot of national forests, a lot of BLM land, but they do a really good job of keeping it clean. California doesn't keep their beaches clean. When they say that some of California's laws are fucked up, they really are. Something is broken in California. Now, the way to fix them is not to ostracize them. And, we need to pull together and try to help California get fixed. Not just say, oh, look, they did it that way. If they do it that way, we need to find a medium road between the radical right and the feeling left. The empathetic left and the radical right need to find a way to come together where we really do lift people up instead of tearing them down for their mistakes. I mean, holy shit, but California is not at all. I don't like California beaches. Now, maybe there might be better beaches. Now, I have been to beaches in San Diego in California that were really pretty, but that wouldn't be inviting for a school bus to go to because I have big dogs and they take up a lot of space, and beach areas tend to be really crowded. But yeah, Oregon beaches are gorgeous. But anyway, I got behind again. I need to stop. No further than LA in 33 years. Wow. Wow. See, Americans need to be able to experience this beautiful country. It broke my heart. I think I mentioned this in my live another time, maybe yesterday. Broke my heart going to national parks and seeing no regular people there. Only wealthy people and tourists from foreign countries, most of them wealthy Asians, in our national parks. And we are, I think, I'm more convinced than ever that we are, in fact. Honestly, fur babies should be trained to have that kind of a trust and bond with their humans, right, Boudreaux? But that's the kind of trust and bond that you get when you live together in a school bus. You know, I didn't really have that kind of training over them until I lived with them in a school bus. But we should all get a year to travel the U.S. You know, Israelis get to travel. They get free college education, free health care, and they get to travel for a year. South America. It's crazy. Anyway, we should all get to do that. It breaks my heart. Yeah, I have stalkers, so I can't do a tour. Plus, it's a mess. I really don't want to do a tour. I don't have a passport either, Laurel. I was going to get a passport, but I don't need one now. I couldn't get one if I wanted to because I owe money to the IRS. I got to pay the IRS back before I can get a passport. There's no reason why we can't have that. We should have that. Nobody should be born into a ghetto in the United States and never really get out of the ghetto their whole life. I mean, I'm not saying that you were born in the ghetto if you were in LA, but I'm just saying, right? Cross country would be great. I hitchhiked across country. I already told you guys that, but anyway. Okay, so I have been on in line. We send $11 million so they can afford universal health care. They also have universal college education. All of their education is free. That's the thing that chaps my ass. They get free college education and free health care, and they still can't figure out how to make peace with their fucking neighbors. Okay, I'll take my medicine and I'll go live. I'm going to end this and then I'll go live on I'm talking about Israel. Israel gets free health care, free college education, free 1-year travel to find themselves. And they are not able to make peace themselves. They need somebody like Donald Trump to go teach them how to get along with their damn neighbors. After 70 years, they still can't figure out how to get along with their damn neighbors. All right, so I'm going to go take my medicine, and then I'll see you guys on TikTok. I don't want this to get too big, so it takes too long to upload. Anyway, I love you. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you later.